Greetings, Shepherd of the Sea. You have certainly been blessed to be a blessing.
Congratulations on your 50th anniversary.
I'm Darrell Golnitz. Following the pastor-developer for Shepherd of the Sea, I was the first pastor called by members of this congregation, serving from 1978 to 1986.
And I'm Mary Golnitz. I was first called as a Lutheran day school teacher. I became a mother, and Shepherd of the Sea enabled me to use my gifts in Christian education and church music, eventually becoming a deacon of word and service in the ELCA today. Darrell, remember the phone call from the call committee?
I sure do. Following that call, it was getting to be their bedtime, and I walked our 3-year-old daughter, Melody, hand in hand to her bedroom to tuck her in. And just as I was ready to put her down, she said, "Daddy, why are your hands sweating?" I knew then that the Spirit was leading me to say yes and accept the call. Shepherd of the Sea and I had a similar path of formation. In the fall of 1975, I received my first call into the ministry as an associate pastor with Ebenezer Lutheran Church in Columbia, South Carolina. And since certification for ordination took place at the annual Synod Assembly, I had to wait until May of 1976 to be certified for ordination. And during that same time frame, even though Shepherd of the Sea had organized as a congregation in 1975, Shepherd of the Sea had to wait until that same Synod Assembly, which was being held at St. John's Lutheran Church in Charleston, in order to be received as the newest congregation of the Synod. One could really sense a great ministry was in store for the future of this congregation, but not without its challenges. It was obvious that the first pastor-developer loved this congregation, and the people in return loved him. Excitement filled the air in the spring of 1978 as a groundbreaking service for our church building took place near the doors where you came in for worship this morning. However, the following Sunday, the church council president was reading the pastor's letter of resignation from serving Shepherd of the Sea. And just a few months later, 6 months to be exact, we arrived as the new pastor and young family. Our daughter Melody was 3 and our son Darrell was just a year old, to experience some of the greatest joys that we have had in 40 plus years of parish ministry.
My first worship at Shepherd of the Sea was quite unique. We gathered in a remodeled storefront of a liquor store, decorated into a beautiful worship space.
Yes, and I also remember that you were called really to serve Shepherd of the Sea before I was. That service was first service that we were at was a trial worship service for me to preach. And I remember you told me that a choir member stopped you from reaching your seat and asked, "Do you know how to direct a choir?" God was calling you to use what you were trained to do.
We held 3 services in the storefront during December of 1978. With the final service being the Christmas Eve candlelight communion service.
The first 3 months of 1979, we worshiped in the new fellowship hall on the church property, with the dedication of the new church building taking place on Palm Sunday. Since then, a growing ministry has flourished here.
There was a healthy balance of people, with retirees combined with talented young families. A Sunday school began, along with choirs of children, youth, and adults. Confirmation classes were held. Youth retreats were planned. the old party organ died, and a new pipe organ was installed. The services were lively and meaningful. Starting on Easter, a vigil on the beach has reached thousands of people.
And Matthew 25 became a ministry focus of feeding the hungry and taking care of the poor through establishing the South Grand Strand Meals on Wheels program and the ecumenical clothes closet. And who could ever forget the living manger scene with 3 kings and a camel? Yes, Shepherd of the Sea, you have been blessed to be a blessing. Continue in the work that God is calling you to do.
And thank you for inviting us to celebrate with you.